Ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie, welcome back to another video for EVE Online, and I think I'm getting a bit of a reputation here. Oh look, it's another Armor ship. Doesn't Benzie say he hates Armor ships? Yes I do, which is why this isn't an Armor ship, it's a Carnage Kingdom ship. It's different, it's separate, it counts alright. It's a Carnage Kingdom ship. Carnage Kingdom ships use missiles, which means I don't have to worry about that awful energy turret system that everyone loves so much. Energy turrets are really good, by the way. I just don't enjoy flying them because why would I use flashlights when I can use thermonuclear missiles? It's as simple as that. Also, we get rid of that god-awful, pun intended, gold and white color scheme and swap it out for a particularly handsome silver and black. No skin required, although the Damnation does have some really cool skins. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be looking at the Damnation today. Long and short way of talking about it. We're going to be looking at the Damnation today, taking this out into C3, C4 combat sites, talking about how you can fit this. Can it run solo? Does it work in a group? All that jazz. You should know what this is all about by now if you've been following my content. Otherwise, well, yeah, that's basically what we're doing. Can I get another one of the command ships to solo C3s and maybe even C4s? We'll give it a try. Anyway, if you do enjoy this video, let me know, drop a comment and a like on it, really helps me out. If you want to support me financially and join the awesome list of awesome people at the end of this awesome video, you can do so. I'll talk about that later on, how you can support financially and get your name in the stars at the end of the video. And finally, my last little gift to you. First of all, the Catskull Community Discord. Come join us, have a chat with everyone who loves EVE Online. We're a great bunch of folks, happy to help out in any way we can. I have some giveaways planned in the future as well. That's how you're going to enter them. Finally, if you are new to EVE Online, then make sure you click my referral link. It's a link in the description down below. You click it, you log in, I get a minor kickback, you get 1 million free skill points. What's not to love? Anyway, we're going to jump in right away to talking about the Armor Empire Carnage Kingdom's Tech 2 Command Battlecruiser, the Damnation. I mean, what a cool name even. Damnation. So the Damnation is a Tech 2 command ship. God, I just love saying that. Damnation. Damnation. It sounds like you're swearing at the game, and it's great fun. Also, the whole yeah. I don't like the religious zealotry and symbolism of most of the Armor Empire ships. Again, another reason I love the Carnage Kingdom. Damnation. Vengeance. Curse. They just sound brutal. That's really cool, right? Am I just geeking out about this, or are we connected on this one? We're connected on this one, right? I hope so. I hope so. Hit like. Anyway, so the Damnation is a command ship. That means it has command bursts and bonuses to them. Can it be used solo? Absolutely. Can it be used in a fleet? Absolutely. And your friends are going to love you for flying it because you are going to be helping them be even better. You're going to clear content super quickly, super safely, and make a bucket load of ISK. So, what makes a command ship tick? First of all, a roll bonus here. Can use 2 command burst modules with a 100% bonus to their area effect range. Essentially, command bursts are special high slot modules that give you and every friendly ship within your fleet, within range, a bonus. Now, because this is obviously an armor ship, we're probably going to use armor command bursts. They come in 4 varieties: armor, shield, skirmish, and information. Information is all about locking speeds and sensor strength and things like that. Skirmish is about maneuverability and speed. Armor is about, well, armor tanking, and shield's about shield tanking. It's pretty self-explanatory for the last two. So if we're going to be putting armor command bursts on this, we're going to make our armor tank better, and every friendly ship in our fleet within range is going to have better armor tank as well. That's really quite cool and really quite powerful. Anyway, so, it is a Tech 2 ship. That means we're going to need to have the Armor racial skill trained all the way up to 5. That is, of course, Armor Battlecruiser. Armor Battlecruiser, 10% per level, obviously full training, 50% bonus to heavy missile and heavy assault missile max velocity. That is a really nice 50% range boost to whatever missiles you're going to be using. Notably, not rapid lights. Rapid lights do not get the bonuses on the Damnation. This is purely heavy and heavy assault missiles, okay? We then get a 20% bonus to all armor resistances, making us a particularly tanky little chicken. Finally, then, we have the command ship skill. I've got the command ship skill trained currently up to 4. I should be pushing this to 5 soon because I'm really enjoying flying command vessels. This gives a 10% bonus to ship armor hit points, so 40% as I've got it trained currently, 10% bonus to heavy missile and heavy assault missile damage, 40% at my personal training, and a 3% bonus to armored command and information command burst, strength, and duration. So again, that's 12% currently, will be 15 once I fully train. Now, the heavy missile and heavy assault missile thing here, note again, not rapid lights. Pointless fitting rapid lights to a Damnation does not get the bonuses, only heavies and heavy assault missiles. It's hams. You're giving me bonuses to hams. What do you think I'm going to be fitting on this one? Yeah, if you know me, you already know the fitting section, but hey. And then the armored command and information command burst strength, that essentially means if you were going to be getting, say, a 100% boost to a particular stat from the armored command, then it's going to give you 112% instead, 12% more of the boost. The duration also means it lasts longer. I know that's self-explanatory, but command bursts use fuel, so they use charges. So the longer the duration, the less of the charges you're having to spend. And who wants to be spending in order to make ISK, right? The less you have to spend, the more profit you make. And this is already a fairly cheap ship at 530.1 million ISK. But hey, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the fit. So here we have the Damnation as I'm flying it. Seriously, I just love saying Damnation, 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 Damnation. So, in the high slots, we are running Heavy Assault Missile Launcher 2s. Who saw that one coming? Put your hand up, and while your hand is up, click like. Heavy Assault Missile Launcher 2s. What really surprises me here, though, is that with the Javelin Heavy Assault Missiles, 46km range. That's not bad. That's really not bad at all, and that's giving us 411.4 DPS. Of course, we can swap that around as well. If we were to pop in some Inferno Rages, for example, 606.5 and a 25km flight range on those. That's really good flight range for heavy assault missiles, right? I'm not just looking at that and being a bit of a ham fanboy. That is good range for hams. Our other two high slots are going to be an Armored Command Burst 2 in both. I run a Rapid Repair Charge and an Armor Energizing Charge. This means that anyone who is affected by those, again, the range here is 50 whopping kilometers, so any of your friends in fleet with you within 50 kilometers are going to have better armor resistances thanks to the Armor Energizing Charge, and their armor repairers, local armor repairers, are going to cycle faster at less capacity usage to counteract just better, faster cycling, more armor reps per second. Always a good thing, which reminds me I should drop that across there. Obviously, it should be noted, we're using this in J-Space ratting. I do not have probe launchers fitted to this ship. Carry a mobile depot with probe launchers and scan probes in there if you are on your own. If you're ratting with a fleet, obviously don't worry too much. You have friends who can scan things down for you. As long as someone's got the probe launchers, maybe a couple of people, just in case one of them gets blapped. Worst thing to happen, only one of you has the core probe launchers, and that's the one person who happens to get blapped. Not fun. Anyway, we then go to our mid slots. I've gone for a 10 meganewton Afterburner II just to give us that little bit of mobility moving around. Damnation is not a fast vessel. Even with the 10 meganewton Afterburner II active, we're only getting 386.5 meters per second of movement out of it. Slow, heavy vessel. For our mid slots, I've gone for a Republic Fleet large cap battery and 2 cap recharger 2s. Does that make us particularly cap stable? Well, yes, it actually does, because I'm currently showcasing that with 2 armor reps running. Without those, 20.5 gigajoules per second means we survive the neutralization of pretty much every C3 and C4 site that can come at us. Very, very nice. For the low slots and tank then, 2 medium armor repairer 2s. Can you bling them? Yes, you can. Are we going to? No, because we want to keep the fit cheap. Yes, I know, they're side by side. I am so confused about this. I've been told that heat nowadays actually applies across the entire rack equally, and having modules side by side doesn't matter. I know for an absolute fact that they definitely changed it so that the one on the far left and the one on the far right actually wrap around and count as adjacent to each other, but I was told that heat now affects the entire rack in one go. Unless someone can categorically prove that to me otherwise, I'm just going to keep it like this. I very rarely need to overheat these anyway, so let's not stress about it in the comment section, folks. Pick on something else, right? Anyway, with one armor rep running 48.7 HP per second doesn't sound like much, but again, with resistances between 80 and 90%, we barely take any damage whatsoever. If you find you're taking a bit too much, oh yeah, then you click on the other medium armor repairer. You lose your cap stability a little bit, but your armor repping goes to 97.5, right? Why bling when you can keep it cheap and just cycle your modules? The rest of the armor tank is a Thermal Armor Hardener II, an EM Armor Hardener II in order to get those stats up, because without those, oh boy, yeah, things are a little bit low. It's not great. It's just, pull those up to where we want them. And a Multispectrum Energized membrane just to try and even things out. Final low slot then, Ballistic Control System 2, nothing else I really needed. Any more tank is going to be overkill, so we may as well go for DPS, right? You could also possibly go for a Polybolos here just to get that little bit of extra range and application at the cost of a tiny bit of DPS. I don't think you need it. We're getting a lot of damage out of drones here as well. 50 megabits per second of drone bandwidth. Decent enough drone bay. Obviously carry a wide variety of medium drones. I tend to use Hammerheads and Vespers, but it's kind of up to you. I also tend to carry a fleet of light drones in there just in case, but don't bother with two heavies or anything. I guess you could go for a gecko. You could go for a gecko. Do you want a gecko? You could go for two geckos, actually. That could be interesting. Try it. I didn't. I've literally only just thought of that while recording this. Anyway, finally then, rig slots, medium Trimark Armor Pump 2 in both of those, just to get those reps up that little bit more. Keeps the survivability. Nice. Keeps the survivability ratcheted right up. What can you do with this? Every single C3 site comfortably with no problems whatsoever. Solo. Basically, if you are a solo C3 ratter, this will do everything. It will actually do the C4 sites, although they take a little bit of time because you're slow, your range isn't great. 46 kilometers is nice with the Javelins, but when things spawn at 120 kilometers away from you, and you're moving at less than 400 meters per second, and you've got to get within 46 kilometers, yeah, it takes a long time. That said, big armor burst ranges does mean if you want to do C4s, this is an excellent option for it. Just bring a friend. 2 of these will do C4s beautifully. Like, they won't take any damage at all, and you just keep them sort of within 50 kilometers of each other, but spread apart so that you're close to the spawn points each. You'll actually do remarkably well on that. You can then warp out and warp in on each other as well, just for range control. It's a brilliant way of doing things. I like to actually fly C4s with a friend in an assault frigate who just flies around and basically acts as a warp out, warp in point. Great way of doing things. Spread the ISK. Ultimately, yeah, okay, you're dividing your ISK between 2 or 3 people, but it's not like you're doing it, dividing the ISK by 2 or 3 and then only doing it 2 or 3 times faster. If 2 of you are doing it, you're halving the ISK, but you're more than doubling the speed time. It's like, it's incredible. It's incredible. You go a lot faster than the cut would work out. You work out ISK positive is the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, this fit will be in the description down below, so you can copy and paste it into Python, into game, play around with it, see how your skills work, and then you can come back to the comment section and tell me everything that I've done wrong with this fit. I love that part of this community. No, genuinely, jokes aside, it does actually really help to get feedback. Just, try and make it polite feedback. I have feelings too. Anyway, all that said and done, let's jump into the combat demonstration, shall we? Let's shoot some stuff. Before we do though, just a brief shout out and massive thank you to everyone who helps support this channel financially. All the guys on Patreon get their name in the stars at the end of the video so you can see a list of all the awesome people who make this channel a reality. Thank you to each and every one of you. It really does mean the world to me. If you're interested in joining that awesome crew, head across to my Patreon, linked in the description down below. If you're more of a one-off payment type of guy, just want to make a quick donation, then head down to my PayPal tip jar. I do try to respond to all the lovely messages you guys leave there. Sometimes real life gets in the way. If I don't respond, please don't take it personally. I do try where I can. Finally, if you're a merchandise kind of guy, I've got a Redbubble merchandise store so you can own some cool t-shirts, notebooks, coffee mugs, that kind of jazz. All kinds of stuff there to check out. Again, I don't make that much from Redbubble. I just love the fact that there are folks out there who enjoy my content so much that they're actually wearing my merchandise. Like, that's really humbling and really awesome. So thank you so much to everyone who does those. And I'd love to see photos if you do ever buy merch. That's really cool. Anyway, let's get on with that combat demonstration, shall we? There is just something really cool about the Turbo Chicken, right? It just looks great. that black and silver looks awesome, and it just does surprisingly well. Now, the footage you're seeing in the background here is me running an Outpost Frontier stronghold, something that some ships really struggle with. This one ultimately didn't. You'll notice I'm using kind of the wrong drones at this point. Valkyrie 2's not the best that we could be using for this. They're a little low on the DPS. I should have been using either Vesper 2's or Hammerhead 2's. They're my preferred choice for J-Space ratting. But what I wanted to kind of showcase was that, yeah, this ship has no problems even on the higher DPS waves out there in C3s when it's running them solo. No qualms whatsoever. The application does leave a little bit to be desired. It's slightly slower than I'd like, but there's not much I can really put in the mid slots to really help with that. What you will find, though, is if you are using this vessel with friends, for example, then you're going to do really well. Again, that boosting of all the armor stats, really nice, really beneficial. It means you guys are going to be taking less damage, less having to faff around with things. And running in a fleet, it's a great way to make some ISK. You can run all of the C3 sites solo. You can run all of the C4 sites solo. I just don't recommend it because the clear times aren't worth it, and you'll find you're just doing better in C3s. But if you have friends, absolutely, fleet up. Go together, do this content as a fleet, and you'll have a whale of a time. You'll clear it really, really quickly, get a decent amount of ISK out of the end of it, because you can just farm those sites. And also a fleet of ships running combat sites, much scarier to jump. You're less likely to be picked off by some guy, flying around multi-boxing a Buzzard and a Loki, for example, because a Damnation and whatever else is a lot scarier than just the one ship, right? And you can ultimately tank most of these quite comfortably. So if someone does jump in on you, oh no, you just turn around and shoot them and leave the rats doing what they're doing, which is a big old fat nothing. So yeah, do I like the Damnation? Yeah, I do. I think the Carnage Kingdom's Turbo Chicken is a great little vessel to fly. I think it's better in fleets than it is solo, and I think there are probably better versions. Like, the clear times were a little bit low with the Damnation. I think the mixed damage of drones and missiles was semi-problematic. Also, admittedly, I was accidentally using Javelins for most of the time that I was running this particular site, which is why the DPS is a little bit lower. But I get the feeling that if you're looking for missiles, the Nighthawk or the Claymore is going to do a little bit better, and if you're straight up drone trained, well, the EOS is just such a cool ship. I will, of course, be covering those in this little series as well, so stay tuned, subscribe for more content, and keep an eye out for those. Those will be added eventually, when I get round to them. You remember, I do all of this on Tranquility, not on Singularity, never have used Singularity, so it takes time for me to save up, fit, try everything, run the fits. It's not like I just grab the ship and throw the fit together and off I go. I do try to test multiple different fits. Like, I get a load of people coming to the comment sections on these videos, and I'm always grateful for advice. Please don't misunderstand me. Always grateful for advice as to, how people think I could do this. But again, I get occasionally some really aggressive comments that are just like, oh, you should have done this. And they assume that I haven't. And oftentimes I come back in these comments and I'm just like, yeah, I did that. It was worse. So I love feedback. I love hearing from you guys how you fly these vessels. Just please try not to be an egotistical prick, right? No one likes an egotistical prick. I try not to be an egotistical prick if I can help it. I know sometimes I do go a little bit that way, but I think we all have our faults, right? Anyway, Damnation. I really like this ship. I love saying Damnation. It's just so cool. It's a cool looking ship. It flies really fun. It's better in fleets than it is solo, but either way, 100% recommend it. Give it a check out. Let me know how you get on. Otherwise, folks, thank you for watching. Happy sailing, and see you in New Eden.